Welcome back to the Shape by Joseph channel, where I help high-performing men get in the best shape of their lives without sacrificing their passion. If that's you, then make sure to subscribe and tune in for more videos. But these videos are made exactly for you, so that you learn something, so that you can apply something, so that you can actually start seeing results today. And so with that, I want to agree with you on something today. I want to agree that you are not lazy. You are actually exhausted. And you think you're exhausted, and I'm here to tell you that probably is the case. But what I'm also here to tell you is that you probably aren't exhausted for the reason that you think you're exhausted. And until you find out what is actually draining you, until you figure out what is draining you, nothing is going to change. And so I want you to think about the last time that you had a full day, a busy day. And you're probably thinking, Joseph, that was this morning. That's every day. If that's the case, that's all right. But you've got meetings, you've got emails, you've got phone calls, you've got other tasks that you have to get done, and you are exhausted. And then you come home to family time. You're having time with your wife, with the kids. Maybe it's a family dinner night. You're getting together with the whole family, and you are already exhausted, more exhausted than you were when you first started the workday. And so what do you end up doing? Inevitably, most men pick up their phone, and I'm just going to look at one video. And the next thing you know, that one video turned into scrolling, and now an hour of your day is gone. The rest of your night is almost over, and you've wasted an hour on something that you think was rest. And most men think that the answer is, oh, I need to rest more. I need more recovery. I need another day off. But the problem isn't actually that your body is tired. The problem is that your brain is getting hammered 24/7 with information, and it is getting packed in there, and odds are you are just overloading your system. You are overstimulated, and this is something that your body wasn't designed for. And so with that, I want you to understand one thing today. If you get one thing out of this video, it is this, is that a man who does not protect his attention loses his capacity to grow anything. A man who does not guard his attention will lose his capacity to grow anything. And so first we're going to look at what this looks like in your life and what it's costing you. And then we're going to talk about what to do about it. And I promise it's simpler than you think. So with that, the problem, what is it that this looks like in your life? I want you to pull out your phone right now. If you're on your laptop, if you are on your phone, let this play in the background. Go to your settings, and I want you to look at your time. I want you to look at the amount of time that you use your phone and what you use it for. What is your screen time report? Most men look at this, and it's horrifying. Not because you were looking at anything bad, but because of the bad thing you're looking at right now, and that is hours. Hours gone, hours wasted. Hours of your day that you did not use to pursue the goals that you have. And it's not one long session, no. It's 6, 7, 8 micro sessions. And throughout the day, it's 5 minutes here, 10 there. One video becomes 20, and one scroll becomes 45. And before you know it, you're looking at the screen time report, horrified that this, oh, I'm just tired, oh, I don't have time for my goals, is really, oh, I'm so tired and don't have time for my goals because I waste the time that I do have on things that don't help my goals. And so here's what I want you to understand. It's not that you're consuming bad content. It's that you're consuming constantly. And that constant consumption isn't what your brain, what your body was designed for. And this bleeds into everything. You sit down to work and you can't focus more than a few minutes because the content that you're accessing, the content that you're streaming is built to give you that quick dopamine release, that satisfaction instantly, and you don't have to wait. It's that instant gratification moment. And it's affecting your work. It's also making you have decision fatigue. You're paralyzed in the face of decisions because you just can't make another decision because you're on overload. Ultimately, your brain is cooked. It's fried. And so what this is costing you is it costs you your productivity. You're spending hours working and not getting much done because it's taking time from your day, but you're not being in this workflow that actually gets things done expediently. You're working slowly. You're working and working, and you're spending the day working, so you think you're being productive, but productivity is the last thing that we would actually used to describe what is actually happening. And it also costs you your presence. It costs you your presence with your wife, with your kids, with the people that matter most in your life. When you're sitting in the same room with them, but let's be honest, you're not actually there. You're not present. And I know you know that feeling. And I want you to understand this. You cannot lead when you cannot focus. And you cannot focus when your brain has trained to chase the next hit. Let me re-say that. You cannot focus when your brain has been trained to chase the next hit. It's like an addiction. It's like a drug. And when we don't treat it that seriously, we find our energy is wasted. And so in summary, the reason that you feel lazy isn't because you are lazy. It's because constant stimulation is pulling the brain power that you have and ruining everything that you have that you need that brain power for. And so with that, we need to reframe how we look at this. It's not a willpower problem. It's an architecture problem. And you can fix architecture. Most men beat themselves up about this because they call themselves undisciplined. They just need to try harder, hustle culture, just push harder. And they try harder for 3 days, and they do it for 3 days. And then Wednesday hits, and that willpower starts draining, and they repeat the same pattern. That's just inevitably what happens. That's not a character failure. That's what happens when the environment is working against you. And just hear me out on this. When the environment is working against you, it wins practically every time. But the nice thing is the men who actually get this right aren't the ones who white-knuckled their way through and just pushed harder. No, they're the ones who changed their day. The ones who looked at how their day was structured and fixed it. Fixed the architecture problem so that their environment wouldn't affect them. So I want you to think about what happens in the gym. You do a set and you rest. You do another set, you rest again. This is how we do it. And it is time for work and there is time for rest. And the reason that we don't do that in life baffles me. But we can do it and we can start doing it today. You need to set times that are for work. And then you can set times that are for rest. And that structure is what makes training effective. And it's what's going to make your day-to-day work effective. And so with that, your rest needs a hard stop. Your scrolling definitely needs a hard stop. A small window with a hard stop. And so what we see in this is that the gym teaches you that rest periods are scheduled, not random. And your life needs that same discipline because discipline multiplies discipline. And when you build that structure, something shifts. Your focus moves back and your decision making gets sharper. I mean, who doesn't want sharper decision making? So here's the thing, the gym session that helped you get started, the gym session that you want to skip today is the gym session that when you show up for is going to help you continue that momentum in your day-to-day life, in your work, in your family. So don't stop from what you started. Keep pushing and keep going. If I were to sum this all up for you, it's that the fix isn't willpower, it's structure. And when you build those windows and you guard your attention, you will start seeing your productivity grow. And with that productivity growing, you will start seeing success. And so we've seen that constant simulation is frying your ability to focus and frying your ability to perform. And we've seen that structure, not willpower, is what actually fixes it. So let me show you one way to live this out so that you can start seeing results today. This week, open your phone right now and set a daily screen time on social media. Pick a number, 1 hour, maybe less. Set that time and then also set your windows. Maybe it's 2 windows that you allow yourself in the day, but not these random 5 minutes throughout the day. Use your day to be productive. And then if you want to use your free time, your rest time to enjoy some social media, to scroll, then I hope you're watching some of my content, shameless plug. And with that too, use that as a window and don't go over and let that app lock and move on with your day. You would never randomly walk over to the squat rack when you're benching. You wouldn't randomly switch up your workout in the middle, and if you are, stop it. But you would never do that. You get my point. So start there. 1 limit, 2 windows. That's the rep for this week. Because look, you're not lazy. You're a man who's exhausted on all fronts because your time is being used in a way that is actually working against you. It's actually draining you. And so remember this, a man who cannot focus cannot build. And so you need your attention so that you can focus, so that you can build, so you can be the man that you want to be. If this resonated with you, if this is something that you want help with, then go ahead and DM me on Instagram at Shaped by Joseph and just DM me Shaped. Let me know that you watched the video and that you want to get started, and I will help you the same way that I help all my clients lock in on all these areas and allow fitness to strengthen your calling and not take away from your calling, not take away from your passion. And if this really resonated with you, make sure to hit subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you again in the next video.